The 2-minute rule. You've got that one friend whose house always looks magazine ready. Meanwhile, your place looks like a tornado had a party and forgot to leave. Here's their secret. If it takes less than 2 minutes, they do it immediately. Dishes in the sink? Wash them now. Jacket on the chair? Hang it up. Junk mail on the counter? Trash it instantly. But you? You tell yourself you'll do it later. Spoiler alert, later never comes. Those 2 minutes turn into 2 days, then 2 weeks, then suddenly you're hosting an archaeological dig in your own living room. Smart people know that small messes pile up fast. Lazy people think they're saving time by waiting. They're not. They're just creating future problems while pretending it's efficiency. One in, one out. Some people buy new clothes, new gadgets, new random things from Amazon, and never get rid of anything. Their closets are bursting. Their drawers don't close. Their house is basically a storage unit they happen to sleep in. Clean house people follow a brutal rule. Buy something new. Throw something old out. New shirt? Old shirt goes to donation. New mug? Goodbye chipped one from college. This isn't about being minimalist. It's about understanding basic math. Your house has limited space. Your stuff keeps multiplying. Eventually, you're just living in a warehouse full of things you don't use. If you can't fit everything comfortably, you don't have a space problem, you have a hoarding problem. But sure, keep telling yourself you'll organize it all someday. The evening reset. Every night before bed, clean house people do a quick reset. 10 minutes max. They put things back where they belong, wipe down surfaces, prepare for tomorrow. But you leave everything exactly where it landed. Dishes on the coffee table, shoes in the hallway, tomorrow morning's problems scattered across today's mess. Here's the thing. Starting your day in chaos makes your entire day chaotic. Your brain sees mess and immediately feels stressed. Clean house people understand this. They know future them deserves a fresh start. If you woke up to yesterday's disaster every single morning and wonder why you feel overwhelmed, congratulations. You're sabotaging yourself in your sleep. Everything has a home. You know that chair in your bedroom? The one covered in clothes that aren't dirty enough for laundry, but not clean enough to put away? Yeah, that chair is a symptom of low organizational intelligence. Clean house people give everything a specific spot. Keys go on the hook. Mail goes in the tray. Shoes go in the closet. Not somewhere nearby. The exact same spot. Every single time. Your brain loves patterns. When things have homes, putting them away becomes automatic. But when everything lives in random piles, your house becomes a scavenger hunt where you're constantly searching for your own belongings. If you spend more than 5 minutes a day looking for things you just had, you don't have bad luck. You have bad systems. Fix the system, not your memory. The kitchen sink law. Here's a psychological trick clean house people swear by. Empty sink before bed. Always. No exceptions. Even if you're exhausted. Even if you did dishes yesterday. An empty sink signals to your brain that you're in control. A full sink signals you've given up. And once your brain thinks you've given up in one area, it starts giving up everywhere else. One dirty pan becomes a full sink. A full sink becomes a messy counter. A messy counter becomes a kitchen you avoid. Suddenly, you're ordering takeout because your own kitchen feels too overwhelming to use. If your sink is constantly full and you wonder why you can't keep anything else clean, that's because mess breeds mess. Start with the sink. Everything else follows. The Sunday sweep. You know someone who says they're too busy to clean, then spends 3 hours scrolling on their phone? That's not busy. That's avoidance with extra steps. Clean house people dictate 1 hour every week to a full sweep. Vacuum, dust, bathroom, kitchen, done. Not perfect, just maintained. Because they understand that small, consistent effort beats panicked marathon cleaning sessions. But lazy people? They ignore everything until guests are coming over, then spend an entire Saturday deep cleaning in a stress-induced panic. They reorganize closets they haven't touched in months. They scrub baseboards like their life depends on it. All because they couldn't spare 20 minutes twice a week. If you're constantly doing emergency cleaning instead of maintenance cleaning, You're working harder, not smarter. The laundry loop that most people screw up. Here's where people fail. They wash clothes, they dry clothes, then leave them in the basket for 3 days. Or worse, on the floor. Clean clothes mixed with dirty clothes until nothing makes sense anymore. Clean house people finish the loop. Wash, dry, fold, put away. Same day, because they know that "I'll fold it later" is the gateway drug to living out of a laundry basket forever. If you're constantly rewashing clean clothes because you can't remember if they're actually clean, you've created your own personal hell. The laundry was done, you just refused to finish the job. The flat surface rule. Kitchen counter, dining table, coffee table, bathroom sink. Every flat surface in your house is currently covered in random stuff, isn't it? Clean house people keep flat surfaces clear. Not empty, just functional. Because they understand that flat surfaces are visual clutter magnets. One thing becomes 5 things, becomes 20 things, becomes, I guess this is a permanent pile now. Your counters aren't storage. Your table isn't a filing cabinet. Your bathroom sink isn't a product display. If you can't see the actual surface, you don't have a cozy home. You have a warehouse with a bed. The trash can strategy. Some people have one trash can for their entire house, usually in the kitchen. Maybe one in the bathroom if they're fancy. Then they wonder why trash piles up everywhere else. Smart people put trash cans in every room. Bedroom, living room, home office, anywhere they spend time. Because they understand basic human psychology. If throwing something away requires effort, it won't get thrown away. Your brain is lazy. It wants the path of least resistance. Make that path lead to the trash can, not to random piles on your desk. The real truth. Here's what's wild about clean house habits. They're not about being neat freaks or having OCD. They're about understanding that your environment affects your mental state. Mess creates stress. Clutter creates anxiety. Chaos creates that feeling of being constantly overwhelmed even when nothing's actually wrong. Clean house people aren't better than you. They've just decided that future them deserves better than living in the past them's mess. They built tiny habits that compound over time. And here's the secret nobody's telling you. Cleaning is easier when you do it constantly. The avoiding, the postponing, the "I'll do it tomorrow," that makes it unbearable. If this called you out and you're looking around your house in shame, good. Use that energy. Clean something right now. Not later. Now. Hit that like button if you're finally throwing away that broken thing you've been keeping for no reason. Subscribe like you're committing to a clean sink before bed. Because your house won't clean itself, and neither will your YouTube algorithm feed you good content unless you help it out. Same energy, different mess, way better living space.